We got the Georgia accreditation visit coming. That's something we talked about. It's a visit. It's not like SACS where we had to do all the stuff. We did have to do some artifacts and upload some folders, but Ms. Ingram, just to keep it off of the teachers, Ms. Ingram did all of that for us. But the people will be here December the 8th and 9th. It's a Dr. Harris, and they just come and check stuff that we're doing as far as from an accreditation standpoint. So we just have to make sure that like we always do, just make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do, and they just walk around and he has this list of things that he checks. He'll be in and out of the rooms, and they'll be here all day. He'll be here all day. If you have your framework, make sure it's cleaned up, updated. Nothing new. Just make sure it's cleaned up, updated. Your dates and everything are correct, and just like it should be anyway. We don't do. They look for student work. We don't do student work on the wall. So we're gonna introduce and show them what we do through Schoology as far as giving students feedback and things like that, and talking about how we did that. Thought that would be more effective than student work on the wall and stuff like that. So just make you aware. Audra's going to be here Monday and going to do kind of a walkthrough, just a mock visit. So if there's anything we need to tighten up on before they get here, we can do that. So that'll be Monday. Any questions on the exam schedule? We met with the dual enrollment students on yesterday. They had about 8 or 9 different scenarios. When they get out, when they leave, to make an adjust to this schedule. So we got all that cleared up. We do have some students that was in dual enrollment that, and I'll get those names to you all, that's their teachers, that are in dual enrollment but had to be first period class, but they will not have to take that exam. They were just put in the first period class because their class at OFTC or GMC ended. And we have some that's in dual enrollment that they will not be put in the first period class because in January a class picks up. So we don't want to put them in a place. Y'all jumping here. Am I on point? And you don't put them in there just to be a placeholder. So those students will not have to take that first period exam. So they may appear on your roll. Off the top of my head, I know Tyler Stevens is one of them, but I have a list of them. So if they're in your first period, I'll send you the list of students that's under that situation, okay? Are there any questions about the exam schedule? All right, on Friday, that's a whole day. That's a shortened day. That's a county early release day where buses will run. On the other days, the buses will not run. It'll be just like it has been in the past where, students sign out the whole deal, okay? Please do not, we ran into this last year and it really caused a problem. Please do not allow students to use your telephone to call home when they're through with their exams. Because we had a whole bunch of parents coming up saying, my child called home and through with the exam, well, the exam period was still going on. So we can't call down there and say, send Alan Gray to the office, phones ringing, and then we have students still taking the exam. So students do understand that exam period is that whole exam period. On the letter we sent home to the parents, on the sign out instructions, we indicated it on there, that they will not be allowed to sign out during the exam time. So please do not let them use the phone. All right, and please follow the schedule. We got the review time. We do not give early exams. We follow this exam schedule, we follow the review times. That way everybody's on the same page. All right, real quick, I want to talk about, want to revisit that, reemphasize the pledge thing again. Back in, I guess, the latter part of September, we had a couple of students that objected to standing to the pledge. We met, we talked about that. You know, it was decided, I guess, 20 years ago by the Supreme Court that students, if they don't want to, they don't have to stand and recite the pledge. Since I've been a principal here for 9 years, we have never made the students recite the pledge. We've always asked them to stand because dress code check was after that. Whereas the new day is different times. You know, you got people all on the television expressing their rights, and you know, sometimes like anything else, students are impressionable. They see things and get things in their minds. You know, that's their right. If they don't want to say the pledge, if they don't want to stand for the pledge, you know, we do not put our beliefs. You know, I've been in the military 30 years. I have a certain belief about the flag than maybe somebody who's never been in the military. But my beliefs are irrelevant when it comes to anybody in this room or any student in this building about that flag. It is their right not to have to stand for the flag. We made an adjustment so that we would not disrupt the natural flow of the school. We got a letter from the Freedom of Religion Foundation, and basically, just to sum it up, it had been reported by a concerned parent that you know, some students' rights were being infringed upon as far as the pledge is concerned. Now, you know, we of course send that to our attorney, and they're doing a rebuttal letter or whatever. But it is not that serious. You know, we're not going to get a lawsuit over a pledge. That's somebody's constitutional right. So whatever it is we need to do to comply to that, we will. However, we still can follow the fact that if you have a student that decides that they do not want to stand for the pledge, send them to me. I still meet with the parents, and we do a parent conference because we want the parents to know what's going on. Because what could happen, like for me, I'm in the military, I need a security clearance. When they do a security clearance, you know, on a student 15 years from now, you know, and they come in here and they talk to everybody or former students, and they say, well, what do you know about Alan Gray, you know, in high school or whatever? And then indirectly it could be mentioned, well, I remember him, and, you know, he did not, you know, want to stand for the pledge. So as the student's principal and as the parents, I give them that big picture. You know, I don't try to convince them, I don't try to, you know, I let them know that it's their rights, but just like we inform them about anything else concerning their child, we inform them about that. And if they say, I agree, or the child agrees, then it is what it is. They sit quietly. After the pledge is over, we move on. And because of this, what I'm doing is I'm gonna separate the pledge and the dress code. I'm gonna separate that. Instead of stand for the pledge and dress code and the pledge, I'm just gonna say stand for the pledge, and I'm gonna say stand for the dress code check. So if we do have some that object, they'll able to sit down. If we do, and then if we have after that, they can stand up and do dress code check. Okay. Don't matter how we feel about it, you know, it's just let it go. If the Supreme Court decided, I said 20, it was actually 70. The Supreme Court decided 70 years ago that they don't have to do it, and you know, when this letter, you know, they cite me the cases of West Virginia Board of Education versus Barnett, and then Holland versus Heartland. So they even state all the cases. But bottom line is that is the students' rights. We're not going to infringe upon them. It's their beliefs. We're not going to infringe upon them. We're not going to separate them out. We're not going to do anything to cause attention to that. So, but we do have 4 students that I have met, 5, that I have met with the parents. you know, some of the students are standing up and saying it, but it's just their option, okay? And I'll get you those names, but if there's anybody outside of those names that I have not met with the parent, if they don't, it's okay to send them to me. I had a conference with the parent, and then we'll go from there, okay? So that's kind of what's going on. That's kind of an update with the players. All right, any other things that's going on, any announcements? Yes, ma'am.
The day that we're having the visit, that Friday is the mentor day. Do we need to cancel that day?
No, I think, I'll talk to all of you. I think we're business as usual. You know, actually, it'd probably be good for him to see that we are doing that. And incidentally, I want to mention, thank you for your time, and thank you, Dr. Cooper, for setting that thing up. I don't know how everybody else's session is going, but mine is going great. I can see the kids are really, really paying attention. Thank you for laying everything out. I mean, it's just so simple. It's like coloring by the numbers back in the day. I just pick the crayon and color whatever number it tells me. So thank you so much for setting it up. And whomever else is on that committee
Ms.
to.
Bronson and Lazard.
All right, thank y'all too.
You'll get your script on Monday.
Okay, thank y'all. Whoever else is setting you up. Just thank y'all for everything that you do for these students. You know, we all know that we have, in some cases, a difficult demographic, and this demographic needs a lot of attention. So I appreciate all the effort that goes into making this successful. All right, anything else? Any other announcements? Any other concerns?
I know this is
I'm
small,
sorry.
but what's the deal with the plaid shirts over their collar shirts? Because I know some people are getting written up for it, and some people are allowed to wear it. And I had a student ask me, and I'm not.
No. They do not wear plaid shirts over collar shirts. It's just
Like
that
at
simple.
all. So,
We're not listening to, well, they let
well,
some
no, I'm
do
just
it.
saying I've seen other kids
Well, if
walking
you
down
see
the hallway with
it,
them.
if you see it, you show up to the office. It's
Okay.
not this is my group of kids, this is
Okay.
my group of kids. Anytime in this building, if we see a dress code violation, you send them up. So it's not well, I'm just gonna police the ones in my classroom. So if you see it, you send them up. We see it, we take care of it. But it's no plaid shirt over a collar shirt as a jacket. So
Okay.
that's a no-no, okay? Any other concerns or questions? I know we got RI testing coming up next week. Okay, so we appreciate that. Just encourage the students, you know, we got things in place to hopefully that it will increase and get these students up to whatever Lexile level they need to be. Yes, sir.
First home wrestling match is Monday.
Oh, yeah. First home wrestling match, and not in the history of Washington County, but it's been a long time. I've been in this county about 20 years, and I know we didn't have wrestling for that. So it's been a minute. So that's gonna be interesting. You know, we started wrestling last year. We did all the way game, all the way matches. And also something new is we started gymnastics this year. Y'all may have heard the announcements on that. So we're trying to, we're moving in the right direction.
Congratulations to Mr. Carroll on an outstanding performance, his group last night.
Okay, yeah, last night. And you got like videos and you done sold out.
Maybe.
You sold out?
Oh, I have CDs, yeah.
CDs, that's what I meant, CDs.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, Bailey Club and FCA are working together for a food drive. We sent boxes to as many rooms as we could, and we ran out of boxes. But if your first period class doesn't have a box or a flyer with information on it, let me or Ms. Bryson know. We'll go through next Friday, and the first period class that collects the most stuff gets donuts for breakfast. Since the kids can't bring the metal cans through the metal detectors, we just said packaged items. But teachers, y'all can bring in canned foods if you want donuts. If y'all want to leave the donuts for breakfast. But if you need a flyer or a box, we'll try to hunt you some down. We got all we could a couple of weeks ago and hadn't found any more yet.
And if you can, let's support that.
And they're excited when we said the word donuts. That took care of it. They're
Do it
excited.
wrong. Somebody else had their hand
I was going to say the same thing about Mr. Carroll's.
up. Oh, somebody's performance. Yes, sir.
And don't forget, Empty Stocking Fund, you know, bring a gift, at the Christmas party. And you may not believe this, but even over the Thanksgiving break, I had a parent that called me and you know, basically it was saying, you know, that the child didn't have any clothes. And Dr. Gray, I think he know about what I'm talking about, and, you know, I just immediately went to the counselor, so we got some assistance for that. So there are people in the community, and all these things really goes right back into the community. So, you know, it's amazing that out of all the people they could call, I'm sitting around waiting on a turkey, and somebody called me about this. And, you know, first thing I did, I brought it back to Dr. Gray, and he was able to help. So all these things that we do for our kids, it goes right back into the community for our kids.
That's right. And just lastly, just remember, in everything we do,